Hey, I'm Allison.
And I'm Savannah.
We are two best friends who met and bonded over books.
We love reading across all genres and chatting about stories together.
Join us on our next bookish adventure. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fabled Friends. We are so excited to be here today. Today we are going over our top 10 books that we read and loved in 2025. It's going to be a good one.
Yes.
We read some good ones.
That's 20 recommendations for you guys. I mean, we will have some overlapping maybe.
A little bit.
We haven't gone over our list together,
No.
so this is also a surprise for both of us to see what the ranking is and the favorites.
Yep.
So
should be good. Before we get started, don't forget to follow us on GOODREADS. We'll have those linked in the show notes.
Question of the day.
I
want to know what your guys' favorite read of 2025 is.
I do too.
Yeah.
We need to stack our TBRs for 2026. So
Yes.
drop it in the comments below. We will let you know if we have read them, if we love them, or if we're adding them to our TBR.
Yeah. Let's do it. You want to go first?
Sure. All right. So starting at number 10 was Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This one and The Night and the Moth were some of our most anticipated books of last year. I read The Night and the Moth first, and my expectations were through the roof. I still rated it 5 stars, but I was a little disappointed. And then with you read this one first.
Expectations through the roof. A little disappointed.
So she tempered my expectations for this one, me with her for The Night and the Moth. So I went in with lower expectations and absolutely loved this one. Rebecca Ross's writing was stellar as always. I feel like the story was so well done. It felt really old time fairy tale vibes in there. And then I loved the main character. I thought it was really cool to see her just strong and figuring things out with meddling gods, and the world was really intricate and interesting. Yeah, it was such a good one. So
that is a good
number
one.
10, really like that one a lot.
I love it. My number 10 is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. And this one is a 1990s small town romance rom-com.
So good.
It's so good. I love the romance. They start out as kind of awkward neighbors, arguing about some things. There's some banter, but then it turns into friends and then goes from there. And so I really liked that setup. It felt really natural and realistic to me. And then I feel like the side characters in this book are incredibly vivid. They don't feel like fillers at all. They each have their own distinct personality and role with the main character's growth and the plot and everything. And overall just felt really well paced, even though it is a very thick romance book. It's almost 500 pages. But I feel like those 500 pages are earned, and it was just a great time reading it. Highly recommend reading it in the fall or winter because it goes from, I think, September to December, and the vibes are immaculate.
So good. I think the length makes it possible for that friendship to build first, which is really fun.
Yes, which feels realistic, yes, because even though it's only 4 months, a lot can happen in 4 months if you're neighbors and seeing each other every single day.
Yep.
Yeah. Give me a
good.
big, long romance.
Yep. Yes, so good. All right, my number 9 is The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. I've talked about this one recently, so I won't go into too much detail, but we're following Sybil. She's in her 70s. She loves to write to people, writes to everyone. It'll make you want to have a pen pal and write to your favorite authors and everything else. I just love how you see a flawed but good human living her life, learning from her mistakes, and just experiencing it in the most not boring way. It was so good. So
I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, very good.
My number 9 is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is Haymitch's story in the Hunger Games, if you didn't already know. But I just found it both heartbreaking and inspiring. You know what's going to happen, but the way that she writes it still brings a lot of tension, a lot of uncertainty, and just seeing the world through Haymitch's eyes is, I think it's a cool, fresh perspective on the Hunger Games. And I think my favorite part too is the themes of propaganda in this book. I think that she wrote this book at this time for a reason, and I think a lot of the themes of propaganda you can see around the world today and how that affects, you know, people and also rebellions and things like that. And I also found that she's getting better as a writer.
Oh, it's her best book.
It's her best book.
For sure.
And I think like the character voice of Haymitch is so strong. You know exactly who he is. He is his own person, separate from all of the expectations of the previous books. It just feels so fresh and original, even though it's literally the same story we've read. So I don't know how she did that, but I just thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
It's interesting going into a book already knowing and loving a character, and then having that, instead of being redundant, it was added upon.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
So.
At no point did it feel like it was a drag because you knew it was going to happen.
Which it easily could have.
Yeah, it
but
totally
you're like,
could have.
Give me more.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Totally agree. All right. My next one is A Heart Sufficient by Nicole Van. I finally read this series. This is book 4 in the Penleaf series. And I loved the whole series, but this one was top tier. It's got 2 of my favorite tropes that I cannot say because it's spoilery.
Spoilers.
But honestly, Scottish romance done epically well. I honestly don't think you need to know more than that. It's good to go in blind, read the whole series. You will not be disappointed.
No. It's one of my favorite books. It's in my top 5.
So good.
So good. My number 8 is Boudicca's Daughter by Elodie Harper. This book came out this year, and it's about Boudicca, who is a historical figure. She stood up to the Romans and was this British queen and led a rebellion against the Romans. This is from the perspective of her daughter, and so it talks about the rebellion, but then it goes even further than that, of like the aftermath of it. And I found that Elodie Harper, this is my first book by her, but the settings are so immersive and they feel so culturally rich that you feel like you're living there with the characters. And I also really appreciated all the twists and turns in this book that I feel like I was either constantly surprised or horrified or inspired, just like big emotions as I was reading this book, which is what I love to read for.
Yeah.
Yes. And I really liked how all the characters have a lot of nuance and depth to them. There's no good and bad. It's just people and their choices and what they're trying to get out of life. And so I really appreciated that nuance as I was reading it.
Did you know much about Boudicca when you started that one?
No.
Okay.
I knew the gist of it, but I didn't know a lot about it. And I'm really glad that I did because it was a wild ride. But yeah, I'm excited to read more about Boudicca.
Yeah, but you felt like Elodie Harper held your hand enough to like,
oh yeah,
you were good.
It didn't feel like, and I think I've heard that Elodie Harper purposefully didn't read other fiction books about Boudicca so that she could have her own perspective on it.
Which is so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like she was referring to things that you should already know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right. I always feel like you were saying a little funny having like a romance on my top 10. I don't know why. I just feel like I have so many romances I love and I almost need like a separate romance top 10.
Yeah.
It just feels a little different.
They just feel different.
They do.
Yeah.
Because when I hold it up to some of these like bigger fantasy or whatever books, they don't feel on the same level, but they are still so good. You know?
Yeah, and personal enjoyment.
Yeah.
We rate for personal enjoyment.
We do.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. So One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. This was my first year reading any Carly Fortune, and I ate up her entire backlist. I read all of them, but this one was my favorite. I loved it so much. I feel like the friendship between the 2 main characters was a lot of fun. It wasn't angsty. There was a list that they are trying to accomplish as they're like getting to know each other and having a lot of fun with each other. I also feel like they were able to have conversations about things and there wasn't all that miscommunication and frustration. And then the setting of the lake that they're at, which was also in her first book, Every Summer After, is just such a vibe. It's so perfect for summer. Like, this book needs to be read in the summertime. I feel like I can picture it vividly, and it's just such a good time. And I love summer so much. So it's like extra, just my favorite. So I had the most fun with this one. I think whenever I'm craving like a really good summer rom-com, I will be rereading this one in the summertime because I loved it that much. So
that's cool.
One Golden Summer.
I love the cover.
It's so pretty.
Love the deep blue. My number 7 is Alchemised by Senlin Yu, and this is the traditionally published version of Manacled, which is a Harry Potter fan fiction about Draco and Hermione. I'm so glad that Del Rey chose to publish this as a traditionally published book to get it out to more people, but also because it gave Senlin Yu a chance to write it in a new way, which I think is very beneficial for this book. So there's no references to Harry Potter. Even as I was reading it, even though I have read Manacled, I could tell where the influence was with Harry Potter, but it felt totally new, totally different. Her world and magic system is incredible. It's incredibly detailed and unique and so unlike anything I've ever read. And I found that her writing really improved from Manacled. It just felt more tight and the pacing felt way better than Manacled. Manacled I felt like dragged a lot, but this one, every single page had something, whether it was, emotions of the characters that they're working through or something heavy with the plot, like action. I just felt like it was very well paced, and the romance I think was also paced a lot better. All in all, I just had the best time reading this book. It felt like rereading a book because I had read Manacled, but it also felt original and fresh and new at the same time. So it's just a really good time. I loved it.
All right, my next one was The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. I really like Kate Quinn books anyway. I think she does an amazing job with historical fiction. And I have read a lot of World War II books, but nothing quite like this one. It follows the women working to break codes during World War II and what an impact they made just quietly in the background with no one is talking about it. No one's giving them any special attention for it. They did so much for the war effort, and they don't even get to tell people they did this. That's crazy. Even when they were working as coders, they couldn't even tell people that's what they were going to do for work. They would just be going to the site, doing other things.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and these women that were doing this, there were some men too, but a lot of the coders were women. So smart. So smart. So it was really, really cool to learn about them, and a lot of these things I was able to Google search Bletchley Park and look it up and picture where they're at and all of that, which I love doing when I'm reading something historical. So I had a really good time with this. It is a little bit longer. It didn't feel long. I flew through it. So I had so much fun with this one, and I love having a book that helps me learn something new, something lesser known in history.
Yeah, that's cool. My number 6 is How to Save Babylon by Sophia Sinclair. This one was the most fantastic audio book experience ever. We buddy read this one, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. She reads it herself. Her writing is so poetic and so raw. She's really vulnerable. This is a memoir of her life when she was growing up in Jamaica in a Rastafari household. Is that how you say it? So really patriarchal and limiting, especially to women. And so it's just her experience on figuring out how to push those boundaries, but also staying true to who she is and the good things that she loved about her childhood and her relationships with her family. It's not cut and dry. There's a lot of emotions and nuance and a lot of things that she has to work through. And yeah, every time I listened to it, I was just blown away by her writing, by her thoughts. I just love this book, and I think about it all the time. So it has to be in my top favorites.
Yeah, so good. I feel like it's unbelievable where she has come from where she started.
Yes.
And then also to see her give people grace even when they have also wronged her was really cool.
Yes. She has just such a cool way of looking at relationships and life, and you can tell that she thinks deeply about things.
I think poets just do it better.
Yes, they do.
they're like, yes, that is a basic thing that I see in life, but let's make it beautiful and talk about it in this way. And you're like, oh my gosh, I never would have thought of it in this way, but
yes,
I love it.
Yeah, I feel like I looked at life differently after I finished that book, and I cried. I felt all the emotions.
Yeah.
I really need to buy a physical copy of it because I feel like I could reread it, which is strange for a memoir.
Yeah. Yeah. I that was my honorable mention. I was going back and forth with my top 10 or my number 10 spot.
Yeah, makes sense.
So good. So, all right. My next one is Onyx Storm. Rebecca Yarros, everyone already knows about this. Book 3 in the Empyrean series. So Savannah and I had the most fun experience with Fourth Wing. We regularly go to Barnes & Noble and just will have like a walkthrough hangout. And one day, a week before Fourth Wing came out, this book that no one knew about, no one had heard about basically, we were walking through Barnes & Noble and found this book that was really pretty, sprayed edges, and sounded really good. Mm-hmm. So we were both like, okay, we're going to get this. We both read it, devoured it, and then it blew up. Mm-hmm. And we were feeling kind of cool because we read it first. One of the first.
Thank goodness that we got it a week early.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden these copies are nowhere to be seen, and we were like, they were just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, easy to
knew
grab.
Nothing about it.
Yeah. So that experience alone was so fun. The book, so fun, super nostalgic of like the things we loved growing up, but then also more adult and more to it. So it's continuation of that. I know there's strong feelings both ways with this one. I loved it. I thought it was great. I think Rebecca Yarros is doing a great job with this story. I will happily continue this ride for the rest of the series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a good time.
It's a good time. Good time.
My number 5 is also Onyx Storm. This whole time I was like, wow, we have the same rating for this book. Funny. Yeah, it's just highly enjoyable, highly entertaining, and I think I love this one especially because of Violet's character. She's the best version of herself in this book. She has a lot of growth, there's a lot of maturity, and I also just loved seeing more of the greater world in this book, exploring things that we haven't seen before. So, yeah. Yep. I loved it.
Loved it.
Echoing everything that you said.
All right. My next one is a fanfic.
The best one, though,
I think. Good. Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love by Is This Self-Care?
Bridget Knightley.
Bridget Knightley. Yeah.
One.
So what it's called, The Irresistible Urge
of saving...
falling for your enemy.
It's one of those really long, nonsensical titles.
That is her traditionally published version of this. I didn't read it. I haven't seen amazing reviews, and I love this one so much that I couldn't even mess with that. So I recommend the fanfic version. I got this, my husband got this for me for Mother's Day. It was bound by someone, so it's not normally like one you can go out and buy, but you can get the ebook version of it. Hopefully. Online. It's not on AO3 anymore the way it was, but if you Google it, it's out there. You can still get it.
That's good because it is the superior version.
It's so good. Yeah, so it's a Hermione Draco fanfic where they fall in love. The flirting and banter throughout is top notch. I love banter, and this one is done so well. You fall in love with Draco yourself. It's fine. No, for Hermione. And I love them together in this. I love the different adventures they go on. Took some unexpected turns that I was just there for the ride, but it was a lot of fun. I ate this up. It's not small.
No.
I ate it up. Yeah. So definitely a top favorite.
Love that. My number 4 is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. This is the first book in her Live Ship Traders series. You can start with this series. It's part of the overarching realm of the Elderlings. So this is technically the second series in that. But you can read this first if you're more interested in it. It's basically Pirates of the Caribbean, as close as you can get in a book form. So there's pirates, there's trading ports, there's a lot of politics relating to the trading ports and their relationships with each other, and a lot of sailing. But I feel like in sailing books I get bored because there's just one setting and you're stuck with these same people on a ship. This book doesn't feel like that because there's so much going on and there's a lot of different point of views as well. So you're getting lots of characters all over the map, all ages, and it's really cool to see how they converge or how they relate to each other. And I think that the magic also in this book is really integral to the setting and the plot, but it isn't super heavy-handed. It feels really natural to the world, which I really like. And then I really like the moral dilemmas in this. There's a lot of characters making decisions that are affecting other characters, but you can see both sides of it because you know what these characters are going after, and you know, like, it's interesting to see how far people will go to get what they want and what moral dilemmas or what things they're going, like, bad things or good things are going to do to accomplish that. So yeah, I just loved this. It's again one of those books that's over 800 pages, and it did not feel like 800 pages. I just devoured it. It was so good.
I love that. So much fun. All right.
Number three, Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I have been wanting to read these forever. Finally picked them up. I really liked Red Rising, and then I went into Golden Sun and I was like, oh, this is even better. This is so good. I also loved Morning Star. I think because of the way this ended, I like this one a tiny bit more. But is this book 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Morning Star was up there as well. And I have heard that this trilogy walks so the next can run.
Yeah.
So I am going to be picking that one up this year. I cannot wait. But there are characters that you meet in book 1, I won't say for spoiler purposes, that I have fallen in love with, and following them and experiencing their highs and lows and their mistakes and watching them navigate a really tricky world and trying to do their best. It's so interesting. So interesting. The battle scenes are interesting. Where they're at, whether they're on a spaceship, they're on Mars, they're in the galaxy somewhere. So much fun. Yeah, I really liked this one. I finished this one while on vacation and like a rookie forgot book 3. I thought I'd be fine to just like, okay, I'll pick up the next one when I'm ready. It was a terrible thing to do. You're gonna want book 3 immediately after this one.
I got some distress texts.
I was so upset with myself.
Like, why did I not bring book 3?
I've never done that in my life. Yeah.
Rookie. Mm-hmm. But now you know.
No, won't ever happen again.
All right, my number 3 is Blood Over Bright Haven by Emma Wong. This one has incredible themes that feel relevant to today's time, but they don't feel preachy at all. So I really appreciate that balance. The character growth in this book is insanity. So it's kind of hard to explain, and I feel like it's better to go in blind, but the gist of it is that there's these two characters that are on the opposite ends of the political spectrum, and they're forced into forced proximity together, and they're forced to see things through each other's eyes. And it really challenges how their worldview and even their beliefs and everything. And so there's a lot of cool growth that happens in this, and I just really appreciated that. And I feel like it's a pretty short book for how much it tackles. It's a little over 400 pages, and there's just so much meat in this book. There's so much that you can think about and dissect, and it also has one of the best endings I have ever read in a book. It's a standalone as well, so I feel like that appeals to more people, even outside of those who read the fantasy genre. It's just very, very close to a perfect book, and one that I recommend all the time.
Love it. I need to get to that one.
It's so good.
Can't wait.
All right, what's your number 2?
I never would have expected Broken
That's
Country
your number 2?
to be my number 2.
That's crazy.
Or even in my top 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even know. I can't even, like, articulate why I love this book either. I will try. I picked it up because so many people were talking about it and I have FOMO. That's why. So I picked it up, and it is basically a story about this farmer and his wife, and some difficult things from their past come back into play in their present and how they navigate that. People make mistakes. There are some triggers. Page 1, a dog does die, so fair warning there. There's some other triggers that would be spoilery for me to say, but look them up if you have trigger warnings. People make mistakes and do things that I personally would never do, but I so thoroughly enjoyed exploring that through them. And the story was just interesting the whole way through. I loved these characters even when they were imperfect. I didn't know at times exactly what I was rooting for. There was also a couple of twists in there. I loved this book. It was so good. So yeah,
really
Broken Country, Claire Leslie Hall. It's a top favorite of a lot of people's for a reason, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not expect that to be your top.
I know, I didn't either.
My second favorite is Daughter of the Forest by Juliette Marillier. I think is how you say that in my horrible American accent. But this is another one that feels like classical fantasy, like traditional fantasy things. A book that I would have read in middle school, but it's like the adult version of that, and so there's a lot of difficult content and really, really hard things in this book, but it makes it feel really realistic, but also just heartfelt, and I think she does it in a great way. This book is like a castle setting, and she is trying to break a curse, and there's something very, very hard she has to do to break this curse. And so it's just basically her experience, I think over years maybe, of just trying to do this awful, horrible thing. But I love this most because of the main character's tenacity. She's just so determined, and no matter what happens to her, she's going to fulfill her goal, and I just really admire that in a main character. And this one just has really surprising things that happen that just, when you're reading it, you're like, oh, is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? And then it happens, and you're like, yes! Like, that's so good. It just had so many of those moments, and I really loved reading it, and the setting is fantastic. I don't know. It's just, I feel like this book speaks to my soul so much.
It's a you book.
It's a me book.
For sure. Okay, my number one.
Yeah,
surprise to no one. The Will of the Many by James Islington. Oh, I loved this book so much. It's Roman inspired. It's in a school setting, but there's so much more to it than that. The politics are amazing, but not in a way that is too difficult to understand. I've said it before. I think if you are new to high fantasy, this is a great entry point to see if it's going to work for you. You do have to, it is a brain on book. You need to be paying attention. The details matter, but not in a way that's like, I'm too dumb for this. Like, I don't think, I think it's accessible.
Yeah, it is.
And then I'm slowly reading book 2, savoring it. And I'm not going to spoil anything with this, but I just feel like the more I read into book 2, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, James Islington is so smart. This is crazy. And just things that have happened in this book pertain to the things that happened in book 2, and the buildup of everything. Incredible. The pacing is honestly, I think, perfect in this book. Things are just happening in the best possible way throughout, and it's all interesting. It's all important. It doesn't feel like filler, but it's also not just ripping you through just for a crazy plot's sake. It all just felt very intentional, very well thought out, and it fits really well. That whole scenario fits really well with the main character himself. He is smart, he's intentional, he thinks through things. You see that happening. I loved this book.
It's so good.
So good.
I think it's the best paced fantasy book I've ever read.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, this book is so heavy. My number 1 is Shōgun by James Clavell. And this is one that I wasn't expecting to have as my number 1, but there's literally no other book that can compare to the amount of detail and the amount of, I don't know, genius in this book. I can totally see why it's basically feels like a modern classic to me. It's about this man that is shipwrecked in Japan, and I think that this takes place, it's in feudal Japan, so a long time ago. And it's basically about him trying to survive in this place, but also it's about the other characters in Japan as well and their political schemings and the things that they are trying to accomplish and using him to do it. I don't know. It's just all like this tangled web of chaos, and then it starts to make sense, and then it hits so well. I love that. Yeah, it has tons of point of views in here. They all have their own moral, like different morals, but like trying to get different goals. I don't know. It just there's no good guys and bad guys. Again, it's just people making good and bad choices, and I really love when that is explored in a book. And I think that the political plot is very intense. I don't think that there's as much action as people think that there will be in this book. There's not a lot of like war fighting going on, but there is still enough action that makes it really tense. And then I think that it's really cool that the culture of Japan seeps into everything into this book, even the dialogue. Like there's a lot of Japanese words in the dialogue, and you start to learn those words because they're used so often, and so it really does feel really immersive. And I also appreciate like the themes of colonialism and like forcing a religion on a country, and so it has a lot to do with Christianity and how that's viewed by people in Japan, and also their religions and their practices. I don't know, it just, every single page had something interesting, whether it was a character or a plot or like a cultural element, and that didn't make it feel like it dragged for me at all. And it is like a very thick, heavy book. It's 1,300 pages, and yeah, it's just a genius book. It's so rich, and I don't know if anything will ever compare to the amount of like detail and satisfaction I got from reading it. It was just so good.
Love it.
So good. So those are our top 10 of 2025. We did it. We are so excited for this year. We have some stacked TBRs of books that we really want to get to, and so make sure to subscribe if you want to stick around, see what we read. We'll do some monthly videos, monthly wrap-ups of what we read, but we'll also be showing you some new content, maybe on the mood reading spectrum, and just different recommendations too. I love chatting about books. So as always too, don't forget to add us on Goodreads if you would like. We love, love, love Goodreads. It's Goodreads. Our social media now, our main social media. So yeah, until our next bookish adventure, bye.
Bye.